Right then, ladies and gentlemen, we do wholeheartedly apologise for the huge delay that we have had in this evening's race. Unfortunately, we had a steam outage. That is what caused everybody to just bin out of the race, sadly. Unfortunately, sadly, some of the tiers are still having a little bit of difficulty, it would seem. So we have reformed our field. You can see that we are doing a 1.5 hour race minus this particular formation map. So same formation rules apply. So the positions are decided for this race at the point when we had the mass disconnect previously. So we decided not to use the qualification positions. We sadly lost Oblator. He wasn't able to rejoin us, but we have gained Murphy. Murphy is at the back of the LMPs. There he is. So his game crashed just as oh no, that's a problem. He's slammed into the back of Domino. Domino's seem to have stopped there, so that's actually caused Murphy quite a potential big problem. Yeah, unfortunately, Oblator, we just realised that you were having some difficulty. Sadly, we needed to get back underway as soon as we could. It's a shame that you couldn't join us. And look at that. That's is that Endless going into the pit? That's one of the green. You can actually see it's Endless. He's actually got no rear wings, so he's had trouble on the new breakdown. But James is now away. That's going to really. And Murphy's also in the pits, so he's rejoined. He had that shunt with Domino, who's obviously had a bit of a problem with Endless, it would seem, but he's now back underway. James continuing to lead the particular pack. Let's get the map back on. The GTEs are still some way away from getting their race underway. So James continues to lead Storm. Nick Meadow has got Popsu for company. Popsu's actually managed to make the move on the outside of turn 2. Not quite. Still on the outside, then heading down towards turn 3. That's very close. Still side by side. We saw a lot of side by side action before. And now Murphy and Endless have come out of the pit, or Murphy is just coming down the pit lane. So his race has gone from crashed game to crash car. Now the GTEs are back underway again. Shad and Gaetan ran away from it before we had the disconnect, so we'll see if they're able to repeat that. There is Rigel in the lead forward. Calfee behind. Deheidi this time has gone up to 5th position. Andres is all over his tail. Is the M6 going to be able to do something as they head towards turn 2? That's a big button. It is turn 2. Goodness me, he gets very close to you. It's always that very nervous moment when the field is that heavily compact. On the bonnet of Deheidi, you can see how close they are. Actually, we jump back another few cars. There is White Ghost in the white Ford. That's the M6 of Andrex. He's very well, and look at that. That's Villalobos. He's lost the position from his starting place, so he's not. It looked like he was going to try and stick one up on the inside of turn 3. Doesn't quite get it done, and they are now settling into their rhythm. There's Conor McCoy. He is keeping Popsu for company. That is for 4th. So they're still fairly close together. And James and Storm, there they are. They're doing the same as they did before. They've managed to break away from the LMP field and start to have a big old race of their own. Oops, and that looked like Storm getting very twitchy again. Look at the tail of. Oh no! Oh goodness me! Who was that that flew off? Who on earth was that flew right off the road? I can't. Oh, there was actually nobody there. That must have been a really big lag moment because there's no one there on the map. So I think Nick must have. Nick either managed to recover an amazing speed, or that was a very big lag moment for him. Let's check in with our GTEs. Look at that again. That's Shad and Gaetan have broken away from the rest of the field. Deheidi has now gone up to 3rd position ahead of Rigor. There you see Calfee and Andrex battling there for 5th position. The M6 on the outside of the Ford. Can they do anything as they come through turn 2 again? Calfee is able to defend that line at the moment. We saw a pair of GTEs side by side for quite a number of corners as Domino is actually in the pits. Oh goodness me. After that early shunt, he has decided to pit. Oh no, he's going to be so far off the back of the NLP2 class, but he's going to be kept company by Murphy and by Endless at very least. That is Shad we're looking at the moment. with, say, Gaetan in very, very short succession. Dahidi now looks like he has managed to break away from some of the other GTEs. GT field staying as condensed as it were before. You can see the red dots on the map are the lead runs of the LMP field. Look at that, Andrex has managed to get ahead of Calfee and actually got himself a little bit of a gap, 7/10 or so between himself and the yellow Ford. Now chasing down Rigor. Yes, these are indeed steam problems we've had. We've had some trouble earlier this week with our GT3 race, much the same kind of vein. Our Tier 2 race appears to have had another mass disconnect, and they are continuing to have trouble, I believe. And this is our restart that we've had. Sadly, we lost one of our drivers. Operator was not able to rejoin us, so he's been a little trying to get this race underway. But when we did get running in the GT3 race this week, we did actually get the full race run. So we are hoping for the same here. You've just seen out the back of the shot there, Shad and Gaetan are really running away in their respective Ferraris, but Andrex is keeping Rigor company there in 5th overall. Colonel McCoy and Popsu are in a pretty decent battle for 4th position in classes. Whoops, as Colonel McCoy runs a little bit too wide. It is risky running that far onto the green. And this Storm has been left behind by Popsu this time. So again, exactly as we saw in the first race, in the first attempt at this race, we saw James beginning to really put pressure on Storm as far as the this is a real big championship point here. James is the leader of the championship as far as the LMP field is concerned. Of course, Storm was leading quite comfortably in Algarve. He sadly disconnected and handed the win over to James, and Storm won at Le Mans very, very convincingly. So now our LMPs are getting a lap on our LMP field. They are still really tightly compact, and this is where we saw the lead change hands last time. So we will see if they are able to capitalise on if the LMP field are able to capitalise on the fact that their competitors are going to be held up with slower cars. Although Storm's actually lost time there. As previously explained, it is not the job of the GTEs to get out of the way of the LMPs. That's White Ghost you can see there, having a battle with Dangerous Genetic. Dangerous Genetic in the black Ford. White Ghost is, as the name might suggest, he's in the white one. You saw there, Storm had to jump to the inside, even though the Fords are having a battle. They don't have to allow the LMPs through. Oh, that was a strange bounce by Dangerous Genetic. He's had a half spin. That puts Slavak completely out of sorts. That's going to bring Iceberg back into it. There he is in the black and orange Corvette. Slavak really had to be careful where he was. Nosy Guy's got some company. I think he's got the LMPs right near him as well. There we go. There goes race leader James. Oh, that's very close. So it's going to be very nip and tuck for the leaders for a while. Gaetan and Shad, look at that. Shad is there's to Heidi in the lead Corvette. Now he'll be quite happy with the reset, I'd imagine, because he was struggling before we had the disconnect. He seems to be in a much better shape this time. We're now seeing more representative laps come in for the GTEs. So 128.4, 129, 129, 129.6. So, oh, Calfee's in trouble. Calfee is in trouble. He's gone off at turn 1. And he's lost a few positions. That's Nick Meadow in third place LMP coming through, and that's White Ghost already behind. So Calfee has lost a big old handful of positions there. Andrex is got the pressure. Well, that's actually James, I believe, already ahead of him, so he's not putting pressure on the lead LMP car. Obviously, he would probably like to. But that is Rigor in the blue, red, and white Ford that he's coming up to. Storm having to jump through. Goodness me, this is where it becomes a real big challenge for the LMPs. They've got the power and the grip to weave in between the GTEs, but it's still very hard to do without accidentally taking one of them off. And of course, the GTEs, whilst they can, to a point, ignore the... Oh, you see the tank. See that big tank slapper for Storm there. He had to put a real big handful of opposite lock into that. So the GTEs can't attempt to, they can't actively try and hold up the LMPs, but they don't have to jump out of the way. Although you just saw there, that was, I believe, Dahidi jumping out of the way of that was Storm that he was getting out of the way. If they can, they're not obliged to. So here we go. This is Andrex on Rigor then. Half a second separates the Ford and the BMW. As Murphy has come to 7, so he has actually overtaken Endless. So they're trying to have a bit of a recovery drive there. McCoy and Popsy are still pretty close together. They're now right in the midst of the GTEs. On board with the orange and blue LMP. He's streaming on down to turn 2. He's having a look on the inside. He's going to go for a big braking manoeuvre on the inside. Can he get it slowed down? He's clunked on the apex but lost too much speed. And Popsy pops straight back. And that was a pun I wasn't aiming for. Popsy jumps back into 4th position. Colonel McCoy just went in a little bit too deep, but managed to slow the car down to avoid an incident there. Gaetan and Shad still lead the GTE field quite considerably, and they are still fairly close together as well. Gaetan was second as well to his teammate last time around, and continues to do so. Let's have a look at this battle. Here's his nosy guy in the Ferrari with Villalobos in the Corvette already ahead of him. He's gone a little bit too deep with 6. It's compromised him through 7. Slightly different conditions to what the GT3s had to deal with. Just a bit, yes. The GTEs had fog and rain to contend with. It was decided that that weather condition. Oh no! Oh dear, that's Cornwald. No, it's not. It's Colonel McCoy, I beg your pardon. There's bumped into the back of Nosy Guy. Oh dear. That was a little bit on Cornwall, I think, because the Ferrari was minding his own business. It wasn't unduly slowing down. It just, for some reason, Cornwall wasn't paying too much attention and bumped into the back of the Ferrari. That's going to hurt the LMP more than the Ferrari, I suspect. Dangerous Janetta and Calfee are still in the battle. That's White Ghost and the White Ford. 2 cars ahead of DG. They are about 7/10 or so spread apart in each car. And then just ahead of them is Nosy Guy in his blue, red and white Ferrari. That was Calfee going a little bit too deep into turn 2. But they will continue nonetheless. They are now beginning to spread out position-wise because they pretty much all race are going to have quite a bit of company. Whether it's the LMPs catching up with them again, as I mentioned before, it is not a particularly long track. Oh, DG getting. Where's my track map gone? That's why I'm struggling with corner numbers. You've got turn 3 a little bit too wrong there. I know that the track map's on the right hand side, but that doesn't have the corner numbers on it. That looks pretty terrible memory. Let's have a look at. Storm is getting close to James again. He's probably under braking, I suspect. Look at that. James leads Nick Meadow, who's third in class by nearly 8.5 seconds. That is the pace that the lead 2 LMPs have over the field at the moment. And let's have a look. Andrex is keeping Rigor honest, although there's a bit of a gap forming there now between the BMW and the Ford. White Ghost and Calfee still very, very close together. That is. I'm not sure which one of the. I think it's. I'm not sure which one of the LMPs that has just gone through. Well, at least we have no one in the timing vectors for the restarts. It's always quite nice. We've actually lost a driver. I'm not 100% sure who it is we have lost since the race began. I just realised we're down to 20 drivers. Big old gang of the cars in White Ghost has lost that position to Calfee. That is for 8th in class. The yellow Ford keeping the white one at bay. DG has fallen off the back of this battle, although he's only 8/10 down. So he's not actually that far behind there from his perspective. A little bit of catching up to do. A little bit of catching up to do, but could well do it. So whilst these guys are settled into their rhythms, let's have a check in on where everybody is. As we are approaching the hour mark, or let's say hour, 10 minutes left. Should have been 2 hours, but due to the disconnection problem, we docked half an hour from the race time and started from that point. James then leads not only the championship but this race. He leads Storm by 2.7 seconds. There is the green and black DJR of Storm, who had a cracking race last week at Le Mans. Looking to keep the pressure on James. There's only 2.5 seconds or thereabouts between the two. Still a long way to go. Nick Meadow didn't have a great run last week, if memory serves. check where he finished actually. Nick Meadow he's currently 6th in championship. He's actually got 5th twice, so. Oh, good spot, Oblator. Yes, it's Domino, isn't it? Yes, it is indeed. I thought it was one of our NMPs, I just couldn't remember who it was. So yeah, we saw him have a shunt and then go into the pits, and he has sadly left us as a result. So yeah, well spotted there, sir. 4th is Popsu. He's got one of the Ferraris. That's Nosy Guy. Oh no, that's the lead Ferraris. That's Shad and Gaetan. Popsu's just gone past. He is 10 seconds behind Nick Meadows. Nick Meadows in a real good rhythm at the moment. Conor McCoy is the one that's putting the blue flags on behind you at the moment. So Conor McCoy is just about 5.8 seconds behind Popsy, and about the same ahead of Cornwald. He is behind the Corvette of Calfee. As they stream up into turn 1, the field now beginning to spread out. Murphy, who disconnected from the race through no fault of his own, is going to crash just before the start of the first attempt at this race, and therefore, because we were starting from race positions, not qualifying positions, he had to start at the back of the NMP field. He currently finds himself in 7th position, trying to make up some time after earlier problems. There is Endless, who sadly had to have a very early pit stop through losing his rear wing. Not 100% sure what really happened with Doc, with Dom there, Doc. He had a shunt, did a lap, came into the pits and vanished. So what exactly happened, what the exact details of that, I'm afraid I'm not entirely sure. I only really caught the point that he had the impact, not what led up to it. The closest battle we have at the moment is Andrex on Rigel, where they've been for a while. And Calfee and Nosy Guy. Oh! Yellow Ford on the back of the Ferrari there. I think Nosy Guy knows have had a problem. Oh my goodness me. Don't often go side by side at turn 7, but he's giving it a go. He's going to try an outside manoeuvre around turn 8 as well. It's not really worth fighting that hard at this point in the game. It's still got over an hour to go, gents, so save it for later. But that's the thing, if you know you've got the pace of the car ahead of you, you may as well. But it's all about balance in endurance racing. White Ghost is actually catching up with this particular battle as well. He's only a second behind as the Yellow Ford does a lovely clean manoeuvre onto the inside of turn 1 and takes that 7th position from Nosy Guy. But White Ghost is in as well. That Black Ford is dangerous. Janetta not too far behind either. So another three-way battle going on here for 7th in class. Nosy Guy having a look at the inside of turn 2, and that's actually bringing the White Ghost into this position as well. Went a little bit too wide at that turn 2. Ah, yeah, he's already claimed Nosy Guy, but actually side by side. He's got the off-ball shot. There you go. So Nosy Guy did actually get a run on the Ferrari. Now on the inside of turn 3. Can Nosy Guy do anything about it? No, looks like White Ghost is going to be able to string that around the outside. No, they're still side by side actually. So now, if White Ghost can keep it there, he's going to have 2 inside apexes. And there we go. Nosy Guy having to take the outside route. He's going to try and maintain the momentum. Ooh, steady White Ghost. You can't shove someone off if they're already in that position. Oh, well, oh, my Nosy Guy. He's going to have the inside at 7. They are indeed still side by side then. Seen a lot of this actually in the GTE field. Lots of side by side for a number of corners. Now coming through turn 8. Oops, tiny little tap there. Neither car suffering too badly. Nosy Guy getting back into, getting back ahead of the White Ford for that 8th position. Not too far behind you. Hasn't been able to close in too much. Now White Ghost again having a look on the Ferrari. Try. This is exactly the same as Calfee did last time around. He managed to get a first turn move. It does look like that those guys were very cautious into that turn 1. And White Ghost capitalised straight away on it. And away he goes in 8th position. Let's have a look at where our GTE races are. Shad has led the way all race long. So far in the red and white Ferrari, and continues to do so now by 2.3 seconds over his teammate Gaetan, and that's the way he's been all race long. Is it James or Murphy? That's Murphy that is coming up to Gaetan. So Murphy having to get the outside manoeuvre around turn 7, and there he goes. Nice and simply done. But there you see Tahidi. He has been reeling in certainly the lead Ferrari, and again looking at the last lap time, he was quicker than the pair of them by half a second. So Tahidi really, whatever it is he got wrong last time, unless he had damage was causing him to fall through the field, he has managed to continue. And we've lost Nosy Guy. We have lost Nosy Guy. The Ferrari is out. I've just seen the notification in the race feed at the bottom. I'm actually quite glad that race feed box is working. It's actually proven quite useful. Oh! Who was that was in trouble at the back there? I saw one of the LMPs pretty much stranded, but I can't identify who. Ellis? No. Cornwall? No. No, I think it was Cornwall actually. Oh yeah, Iceberg's for himself a track limits penalty. Andrex has actually managed to overtake Rigor. He's gone up to 4th position in class. How are you going to commentate the IndyCar race tomorrow? I had no idea about it. You probably had told me about it, Doc, and to be honest, I hadn't even thought about it. Talk to me after the race. We'll see what we can do. Right. Let's check in with the rest of our GTEs then. So, oh, that's right, got pushing too hard through turn 6, and that's compromising through 7. We had a little bit of a slowdown penalty with that. So Tahidi 3 in the Corvette, you just heard him roar off. It's about 3 seconds, give or take, ahead of the M6 of Andrex, who's now in 4th with the red, white and blue Ford of Rigor in 5th position. Phil Lobos in the next Corvette, just coming around that last bend. You probably did, Doc. I just have been so busy of late that I can't recall it to mind. But like I say, come and talk to me after the race. We'll have a chat about it then. Calfee with, I suspect that is Storm that's coming past him. No, that must be Endless then. It is indeed. So Endless is actually nearly a lap down. I think he is a lap down on James. But he's just gone past Calfee in the yellow Ford. There you see White Ghost in the white Ford just behind. GG's had a pretty bad lap last time with that 134. So he's had a rough time. Oh, goodness me, Iceberg. Ah, whoops. Previous lap was a 210, so Iceberg in the black and orange Corvette has had a spin somewhere. And Slavak is 25 seconds down from Iceberg. He's having a terrible run here at the Red Bull Ring. And that is Colonel McCoy that is just coming past him. There's Murphy, you can see behind. So Murphy is leading Colonel McCoy here. About 2.5 seconds separates those two. Wow, looking back up at the front. That was a big old wiggle there by Storm. Storm gained 1.5 seconds on James last time around. The yellow force, that's Calfee. It's going to be a blue flag treatment from the leaders. And that has actually cost... Whoa! Oh, goodness me, is that Popsu? No, there must be Endless then. It is indeed. Endless is having a terrible, terrible day here at the Red Bull Ring. That spin, whether he was trying to get out of James's way, of course, he is of the same class as the leader, so he does have to obey the blue flags for his own class. He may have been trying to get out of James's way and overcooked it a little bit, but that has put, and again, that's another 0.5 second. Storm has closed in on James. That is, well, technically that is the view from Storm's perspective. Been reading that black LMP in, and quite a renaissance actually for the last few laps. So there will be a change of lead going on pretty soon. Now coming through turn 3. Tahidi and Gaetan are. Tahidi's now getting the exclamation mark on his name. So again, as we saw previously, although Shad needs to put a 28.6 on the board, but that Corvette is getting very, very close to that second Ferrari. So looks like we may well have a battle for second. We still have less battle going on for fourth. Andrex against Rigor. We saw Rigor lose that position to the M6. That's actually Gaetan and Tahidi is going through the shot. That is Cornwall coming up. That is Cornwall in the NMPs has just gone past Calfee. And look at that. That is the race leaders. That is James, and Calfee is in the pits. Calfee is decided to come in there. That's almost certain for damage. At this stage, they've running for approximately, or just coming up to 30 minutes. So this will be for damage, I would have thought. This is where Storm is going to really want to capitalise on the fact that James is having to take alternate lines to get through the field. Because that is... which one of the Corvettes is that? It's Villalobos. That's the view from the Corvette. He knew the LMP was on his inside, didn't have to do too much. But then through Storm, goodness me, again the tail of that LMP is just not wanting to stick. You just saw how much effort Storm's having to put in keeping his car under control. It looked like James's car is a bit more planted in these corners than the green and black one on TX3 Storm. We'll see how that continues. There is the M6 of Andex, the sole M6 in the race. That's one of the LMPs. Oh my goodness me, that was close. That's Rigor, you can see in the red, white, and blue Ford. It was very easy to let one car through, not realising there's a second one in very, very hot succession. As that is Cornwall. Yep, so that is 7th position in class. Going to be a lap down from the leaders very, very shortly. There is James and Storm coming through. Oh, that's slightly awkward for Cornwall because he's got Andrews right behind him. He doesn't really want to hold up the M3, nor does he want to be blamed for ignoring blue flags. Oh, trouble! That was a really awkward position for Cornwall. I really feel for him there because that was a definite rock and a hard place. And with how his car is finished up, he's going to have to wait for a big gap, which he's now got. He's going to have to use it, and he's chosen to... Oh, he stalled! Oh no, that's Nick Meader that's just come through. He's going to have to wait for another gap to appear. That was Endless, and that was indeed Endless that just came through. There's White Ghost, and shouldn't be dangerous to Never. There he goes. Now he's got the opportunity to spin his car around. What a shame. What a great shame for Cornwall. He was just caught so unfortunately in that situation. But the lead cars, the lead two LMPs, now less than an hour to go, so we're a third of the way through this particular round. It wouldn't normally be halfway through, of course, with the disconnections as previously mentioned. And that is second and third in the GTEs to Heidi and Gaetan. So that Corvette is really closing in on the second Ferrari, so that battle is by no means done. Oh, you saw the Corvette really have to get out of the way. You realised that the second LMP of Storm was there. You saw the flashing of lights. That is correctly applied by James. You are allowed to do that if you are lapping a car. You cannot do it as a distraction method for somebody who overtaking the position. And that's a DG. Oh, that'll be DG's managed to overtake White Ghost. That is at turn 1. The White Ford is sat still. That could be the end of his race. He's just rolling backwards, so he's had it. And he is out. We have lost White Ghost from the race. Oh goodness me, we have lost another. 8 LMPs and 10 GTEs remain there. So difficult to keep up with them all though. Storm continues to hound James, just half a second between the two. You've got to Heidi and Gaetan, that is just under a second between the Corvette and the Ferrari. And Rigor and Andres continue their battle, just over half a second between them. So there's still several battles going on, and that's Storm and James side by side. James defending the inside line, and that's Storm having to get out of that to avoid an impact. Goodness me, and he is not happy about that. That's actually inappropriate flashing of the lights. He could actually get a penalty for that. He was not happy about that particular manoeuvre. James was trying to defend the inside line. He got it a little bit too hard, but Storm had to turn away from that to avoid the impact. That is... I believe that is Shad. Just compass it is. That's the GTE leader. He is nearly 4 seconds ahead of his teammate. You can see them in the background. And that is Villalobos. They have just come past in with Ford as well. But Storm is not letting go of the back of that black LMP. Around turn 5 once again. Heidi and King still very, very close as well. Let's have a look at them. And last time around, Heidi just a tenth quicker than the Ferrari ahead of him. Igor just lost the exclamation mark on his name, so he's lost a bit of time. Oh, again, he's gone too deep at turn 6. That could incur a penalty if he keeps cutting across the apex on turn 7. And Slavak is in the blue flags on him. That's the GTE leader. That's Shad. Oh no, big one. That's the second one. That's Gaetan. That's putting a lap on the yellow Ford. They jump back up then to the battle for the lead. That's Calfee that they've just come past. Calfee is in 9th of the GTEs. Moving on down to turn 3 once again. Many cars actually on the same lap as the lead LMP cars. That just goes to show their incredible pace. They lead Nick Mido by nearly 15, well, by over 15 seconds. So they have just again storming the lead of the zone. And this time James is right with it. James at 123.4. Last lap around, I'm pretty sure I've seen some 21s come out from these guys at some stage. Again, still needs to be careful taking that line. But he did. Nick Mido's had a pretty bad run, but he has got 15 seconds between himself and Popsy, so he's pretty comfortable where he is. Now the field has spread out a bit. No immediate battles going on position-wise, except for this one. Ride on board with the Tier 3 Stormlands as he continues to chase for the lead of the race over James. In turn 1 very comfortably. We saw that Storm, with the attempt that he made before, the inside of turn 1 didn't go particularly well. He wasn't best pleased about it. So he's now trying to close that gap down. But we just lost another. It's dangerous to Netta. We have lost the black Ford of the GG then. What a shame. He's had a pretty bad run in this season, unfortunately. I don't actually think GG has seen a flag so far. Oh, beg your pardon, he did see it. He was 10th in Algarve, I beg your pardon, but he retired in Le Mans last week. So it's not gone well for GG, sadly. It's another DNF then for the Black Ford. These guys continue on their merry way through turn 7. You see the normal. Ooh! Looks like James really threw the nose of that LMP in. Looks like the tail's trying to step out, but he's keeping it under control. See what the lap times are for these two this time around. They've had a chance to get the hammer down, and both of them 122.5. Within 600ths of a second, they are within the same time. Just James ever so slightly higher than Storm lap time wise, or quicker, see as you will. Here, one of the Corvettes ahead. Is it? Can't see from that distance. Villalobos is actually on the back of Michael. That, I think, is endless. That is in that particular spot. No, it's not. I beg your pardon. Therefore, that is Popsu. It is indeed. So this is what it looks like from the LMP that is coming through the field. So the sides past Villalobos. There is Rigel on the Ford. You can see how much time he's lost from the back of Andrex after that particular battle is ended. Who is that Andrex is with? Oh, that is Slavak. So Slavak again getting the blue flag treatment there for Andrex. It was a little bit disheartening when you got the blue flag coming out, and again he's allowed him through, purposely gone a little bit wide. You see there's damage on the front of the Ford, so that will be hurting him somewhat. Back up to the front, then yet again Storm is within half a second of James. This time James had a 10th. Well, not even that, that's still only 600ths of a second between James and Storm. That is Iceberg in the black and orange Corvette. through. There's moments like that. Oh, DG got disconnected. Oh, goodness me. Oh, again, you saw Storm having to throw the wheel both left and right to go through a right-hand turn. So he is struggling with the balance of that car rather. Now storming down towards turn 3 again. Actually, looking at the lap time, Murphy was actually the quickest car, 1:22.222. Nice lap time, but wow, and 22.1 actually he's just set. Very nicely done. Well, I don't think it's the fastest lap of the race, but it's certainly the fastest lap we've had so far. I think the time is, we've seen 21.6, 21.5 actually by Storm, and 21.9 by Murphy. So, what might have been for Murphy, we haven't had trouble at the beginning. That's getting very, very close again for Storm. He's a bit closer this time, just about 0.4 of a second. Now coming through turn 9. Let's see what the lap times are this time. It does look like Storm's been able to close in. He's getting the slipstream now. 23.0, so it wasn't a good lap from James. He lost 3/10 on Storm. Now it's going to be his opportunity. He's had a really good run out of turn 1. Oh, that's very heavy defending there by James. To be fair, Storm had not attempted to get alongside, so he wasn't pushed onto the grass. He might feel a bit aggrieved by that. Now going to go for an outside manoeuvre around turn 2. Oh, again, has he had a decent drive? Not quite. James able to defend. Very nicely done. Oops, and Storm actually went onto the grass there. Now heading down towards turn 3 again. They're going to swap position. Storm knows the head, but James has gone very deep. Whether that was an attempted defence or an accident, we don't entirely know, but that has allowed James to stay in the lead. He is doing what he can to keep that green and black LMP behind him, and I'm not entirely surprised. We've seen how Storm can just run off into the distance once he gets the clean air, once he gets into the lead. Oh, and again, Storm is pushing too hard. Again, the tail of that LMP kicking out. He keeps it under control. We've got 50 minutes remaining. So in a way, I'm not really surprised that James is defending as heavy as he is, and that is Storm in the pits. This, I suspect, is a scheduled stop then. So James has got to push, and he's got to push hard. Or he's got to hope that Storm has a bad stop. And he comes then, and you see the lovely faced pit crew there, waiting to service Storm's car. Where's Nick Meadow? Nick Meadow chooses not to come in. He's going to inherit second position for the time being. There goes Iceberg's lovely roaring Corvette. Pops out. Next one down the line, that's Shadow Gaitan. That's Gaitan, you can see. Tahiti's still not far behind, so he hasn't been able to shake that Corvette off too far. Popsu choosing to continue then. You see he's gone past the second place Ferrari. Murphy, he's just to continue as well. So it looks like Storm taking an earlier pit stop than most have gone for. He's not moving still. That's a long stop then for Storm. Hey DG, it's a shame that we lost you, good sir. But of course you're welcome in the chat nonetheless. Storm is going again. Conor McCoy is going to inherit the 5th position. Storm just coming out. That is a lapped Endless that's directly behind him. And James is in, so he chose to come in on the very next lap. So this is going to be a battle of the pit crews. Storm is already catching to the back of Colonel McCoy. So there's a bit of traffic to deal with. That is not going to help, as that is assuming that is Villalobos, is it? Oh, Villalobos is the Corvette that was trying to put a move on, I believe is Calfee. Storm's got Colonel McCoy ahead of him. Nick Meadow has taken the lead of the race. 1:22.7, so a pretty respectable lap. And James is still in the pits then, so he is looking to want to get going very, very soon. Where's Storm? He is coming to turn 8. He's got a face full of somebody. His face full of Colonel McCoy. James is moving again. It's going to be close. And he was close when he came in. That's Andrex with forgotten who that is. And James has actually come out. He looks like he's gained time. As a result, he's had a quicker stop than Storm. There is Storm coming through on the inside of Conor McCoy for 5th position, but he has lost 6 seconds on James. It was less than a second apart when he came in. Goodness me. Storm now in 5th position. It's going to be a net second because the other LMPs around them are going to pit unless they're going to try a zero stop. That was one of the Fords flying off the road. That was Rigor trying his best to keep out of the way, I think. Storm has got past Conor McCoy, but he's got, like I say, 6 seconds to close down to James, who in himself has 14 seconds to close down to Murphy, who has caught the back of Popsu. Nick Meader has chosen to continue enjoying the lead of the race while he can. Now, are these two going to pit? No, they're not. So Murphy is going to chase Popsu down the start finish straight. This is for second at the moment. Ooh, it's a bit strange. Grass appearing on the start finish straight. That's a slightly unusual graphic. So Murphy continues to keep the pressure on Popsu. Jahidi and Gaetan are continuing their battle for second as well in the GT field. There you see, in the background was James. Conor McCoy is in. Conor McCoy has chosen to come in from 6th position. Excuse me. Just saw someone out of the shot there. I think that's Slavek. Nope, it's not Slavek. And that is Cornwall as well. So now seeing the LMPs get their pit stops done. Look at this, that's Murphy and Popsu. It does look like Murphy gained 10 seconds. Oh, big pardon, no, that's James. There was 10 seconds down from these guys. Again, Murphy is all over the back of Popsu. Yeah, Murphy was a second and a half faster than Popsu last time around. Thought about it, he saw he got close, but it's not big enough braking zone into turns 8 and 9. Now he's going to want a decent exit. Oh, and he caught the bump not quite right, and that actually pitched him over to the left. So he had to get out of that a little bit to get back on course. Now that is Conor McCoy and Cornwall coming out of the pits. They should stay clear of this, and the pit lane exit is on the right hand side. Track right, our left, as we're looking at that. Conor McCoy under blue flags for these two coming through. He didn't have a good lap either. He's lost time, but he's 15 seconds down the road from these guys. So he's not in immediate danger. You can see Conor McCoy moving out of the way. There is Iceberg. Calfee is down in his 16th, so he's on a bad run. And what a move by Murphy on the inside of turn 3 to take that second place from Popsu. That was very nicely done. Now is going to be the opportunity. Oh dear. That's Iceberg going for a very, very wide move, taking a braking board with him. Is Popsu going to be able to do anything? You can see how much time he's been losing on that. Look at that. It's already 7 tenths between himself and the black NP of Murphy. It does look like Murphy's now going to start to really stretch his legs and get away. Nick Meader continues to lead. Now, it all comes down to how much pace he's still got in that car. He could choose to zero stop. We will see if he's got enough fuel to do it. I'm not 100% sure that the fuel tank will last that long. We don't tend to see the LMPs go that long into a race without stopping, so I would imagine the LMPs have to come in again. Oh well, coming at least once. I'm not 100% sure if the GTEs can do it. Murphy has now already got himself a second over Popsu, so he's really getting into his stride now. And that's Gaetan in the pits. So no sooner when I talk about pit stops for the GTEs that the second place Ferrari has come in. So that gives Jahidi second. There is Andrex Ocean coming through. Yes, it is. The M6 goes through into third place. Where's Rigor? There he is with... who was that already behind him? Is that Endless? Yes, it is. So 7 plate Endless coming through to put a lap on the Ford. Villalobos is going to inherit 5th position. There's Iceberg. He's quite away from the pits at the moment. So Gaetan coming in for his stop in the Ferrari. And Nick Meader is in. I didn't think they'd be able to do a zero stop. That seems a little beyond impossible. So Nemo is in. He's had his time leading the race. Is Murphy going to come in? Yes, he does. What about Popsu? No, Popsu is continuing. Storm is pushing hard again, as you can see. Emilio and Murphy have both come in. That is Cornwall. Yes, it is. I keep thinking for some reason Cornwall's car is orange. It's not orange. It never has been orange and remains not to be orange. Storm with 1:21.8, so he's already getting the good lap times back in again to close down that gap to James. But you can see he's pushing very, very hard, and that's caused him to go wide a few times. But he has closed that gap down. It was a good 6 seconds or so, and he has closed it down to sub 1 second. That's Iceberg in the black AORs Corvette coming through. Where are Murphy and Nick going to come out? Nick's already on the move. Murphy's still there, sadly, so it's a long stop for Murphy. Nick Meadows going to come out in fourth position. Where's Gunnar McCoy? He's a long way back, so that is fourth position to Nick Meadows. So it's going to be when Popsu comes in. That battle rages on. Where is Popsu? There he is. He's just coming past one of the Ferraris. That's Gaetan. Is Popsu going to come in this time? Let's watch him as he comes through. 40 minutes to go. And is he coming in? It's difficult to tell sometimes with the line. Yes, he does. So that is Popsu in. Dan's going to hand the lead back over to these two. As they come around the last two bends, and Storm wants to pile all the pressure he can. Both of them have pitted, so they're assuming they've taken on tyres. James has a slightly shorter stop than Storm did. I say slightly, it was about 6 second difference. So Storm is going to want to put all the pressure he can. He's not got a lot of time left. 40 minutes to go. Where is Nick Lindo then? Is he assuming he's going to inherit that third position? And Storm is already, as you can see, a 10th up, and James has gone too deep into turn 2, and that has handed the lead over to Storm. Then James didn't handle turn 2 properly, went too deep. Nick Meadows hasn't gone through the third. Murphy through the fourth now. Is Popsu moving? No, he's still in the pits. Then James wanting to do something about getting the lead back again. He has been hanging on to that lead for such a very long time. He has been determined to keep Storm behind him, but can James find that extra pace in his look at the amount of time he's lost as a result of that off? And you can see the gap that Storm is trying to build, but we've seen Storm push too hard and go a bit too wide, or cause the tail to step out. So we will see if he is able to hang on to that. There is Gunnar McCoy. I'm assuming that is Shad. No, that must be Gaetan then. Oh dear, Gaetan is right the way down to the 7th. Of course, he pitted in the Ferrari, didn't he? None of the other GTs seem to have pitted at the moment. So it's interesting that Gaetan opted to. 8/10 of a second separates the lead two LMPs. And of course, it's going to again come down to how well they get through the traffic. It's never too long before they find somebody else to have to put a lap on. But it does look like Storm has found that pace that he has. Maybe he's just been holding back behind James all this time. He's now decided to deploy. He's now decided to deploy his horses. Cornwall has got himself a penalty. Oh dear, what penalty? He's got himself a 10-second penalty. It's a 30-second penalty tend to be appealed in the stewards, as very often they are people avoiding incidents. It is indeed a LMP2 and GTE mixed field. Welcome to you. Look at this. James is actually really takes the Storm in. James didn't have a great line actually through that last turn. Let's see what the lap times are for these two. Storm 23.1, James 29. So James did gain a couple of turns that time. He is staying in touch with that green and black LMP. Oops, and that's Gaetan in the background going a little bit wide. Oh, we've lost another. I think. We just lost one of the GTEs. I saw the red flash we have. We have lost... Gaetan. Not 100% sure, but I'm sure I saw the numbers flash. And look at that, James piling all the pressure on, getting very, very close. You wish to see speeder. Yeah, absolutely. There you go. And Endless is in. Endless has chosen to come into the pits. But all eyes at the moment are on James and Storm. See if James is able to put that pressure back onto the green and black LMP. James again. It seems to be those last couple of corners where James loses his time again. Real Storm in, and then loses it those last couple of turns, it seems. Both of them setting 22.9s that time around. Storm just 400ths of a second quicker. James with a good old fistful of slipstream, although from that range I suspect it's not all that effective. Slow it down. Easy to do so, although we got a little bit squirrely. The exit of turn 2. What is that they're catching up to? Can't quite see. As Iceberg is in the pits in the Corvettes. There goes. That's Calfee in the forward going through. Yes, it is. That's unfortunately going to drop Iceberg to the back of the GTEs. This is actually behind Shad. Oh dear! That's a big problem for Endless. A rather significant chunk of his car is missing. He's only just gone through the pits as well. So a big problem then for Endless. That's actually the second time at least he's lost that rear wing. So he's had a major problem. I wonder if it's... I can't imagine that's why Iceberg was in the pits though, but it could have been. We didn't see the incident happen. Back up to the front then. There is Iceberg on the left hand side coming out of the pits. Oh, that was close. Iceberg could have bled out of the throttle a little bit there, but James was coming quite heavily across the track, to be fair. Into turn 2 once again. On board once again. Storm early on the gas. A 10th in Storm's favour. Last time around, 22.5, 26. Into turn 3. That's Cornwall, I think they're catching up to. No, that's Nick Meadow. No, is it? Was I right first time? No, it's Gunnar McCoy, beg your pardon. Endless is coming into the pits again. He's going to drop in a significant way down the field. Unfortunately, he gets a new rear wing on that one. Gunnar McCoy, of course, is going to have to get out of the way of James and Storm coming through. Let's get around James to close back in again. Ooh, James ran a little bit too wide on the exit of 8. Corvettes. One of the Ferraris we just saw in the background there. And there you see Endless. The race probably feels endless to him. He's back out with a complete car now. He is down behind Villalobos' Corvette. There is Villalobos with the race leaders catching up to him. Flash to the lights, which Storm is perfectly entitled to do as he is putting a lap on the cars ahead of him. And James doesn't look like he has an answer now to Storm's pace, and that is Gunnar McCoy getting well and truly out of the way. As the Corvette's also staying out of the way of the race leaders. And also letting Gunnar McCoy through as Shad, leader of the GTEs, now comes in. That's Heidi now come through in the Corvette. Andrex 5 seconds down. He's not to pit as well, as we are approaching the half an hour remaining mark. So Heidi now takes the lead of the GTEs, where we are normally accustomed to seeing him. Rigor is in as well. Rigor in his Ford has come in from 4th position. Again, a case of how long they remain in the pits for. As to how much time they're going to lose. Sounds a little bit obvious, but if you're unlucky and you get released into a pack of cars, you're going to, of course, lose more time. Now, James lost 3/10 on Storm that time around, so I think Storm's been keeping a bit of pace in hand and has then been ready to deploy it in the last segment of this race. Would normally be the last quarter, but of course it restarts the last third of this race. James has reeled Storm in a little bit. As Shad is now out of the pits, he has come out in 4th. Of course, all the GTs around him will have to make that same stop. That's what it looks like from the driver's perspective, or at least from James's perspective. Imagine that, but with a lot of fog and the windscreen wiper going crazy, and that's what the GT3s had to deal with earlier in the week. It was particularly tricky from a commentator's perspective, as you had to try and identify the car from the headlights. That was quite interesting. Last few turns. Again, it does look like Storm's able just to edge away. Again, lap times 22.7, 22.6. So overall, James did gain a 10. We've seen greater pace from both of them earlier on in the race. Still time for James to do something about it, though. We will see how he does as the race progresses, but they are not on their absolute best times that they can possibly do. Endless trying to come through the field. He's trying to regain quite a lot of lost time. He's having to go through the pit about 3 times. Didn't see the incident that led to him losing his rear wing for the 2nd time. I suspect that may well be up into the stewards panel. Unless, of course, he ended up making a mistake and going into the barrier backwards. As he comes past Villa Lobos, technically for position, but the GTEs know that they're not really going to be fighting the LMPs too much. Oh, goodness me. Ender's got a little bit too deep onto turn 3, tried to put power on the grass and nearly lost the back end, but well held. He's getting very, very close to that Corvette again. But should be able to easily size past him on the outside of 7. Oh, nope, switch to the inside now. Should have that one done before going through 8, and indeed he does. And yeah, if we jump up to our leaders, look at that. That's Storm now getting about 1.5 seconds now over James. So has James run out of answers then for Storm, or will he regain that time back? He's lost 7/10. There's Andrex in the Soul M6. How has the racing been tonight? Well, endurance-wise, it's been quite interesting. It's now kind of as the race is entering its last 30 minutes, with the exception of lead 2. The position-wise has spread out. We have lost quite a few cars. We are down to 8 GTEs and 8 MPs, as you can see. Endurance-wise, it has been quite a fascinating race. GT3 brethren earlier in the week had fog and rain to deal with. Oh, that Ford caught James out a little bit. That was a bit of a shame, but it was just purely unlucky. Is that Calfee? It is indeed. Nothing he could have done. He was minding his own business, as he's entitled to do, as he's encouraged to do indeed. Because if the GTE start trying to make moves to get out of the LMP's way, it makes it more difficult for the LMPs to plan their overtake of aforementioned cars. As James comes past Andrex, he still has not pitted in that M6. Will the GTs try and stretch it out to the end? I'd be surprised if they could make it quite that far. The K-Town, I believe, is the only GTE that's been in the pit so far. So Tahidi still leads the GTE field. He leads Andrex, the M6 we've just been looking at, by 5.5 seconds. So it's not a huge lead. We haven't had any more connection problems. And Hendricks. There he is in the M6. Second in class, and he has technically got Endless in the position behind him, but I doubt he's going to put too much opposition against the LMP. He's not going to want to lose the time against the car that's in a different class. To see one of the, I think it's Calfee in the yellow Ford just behind. So whilst the field has spread out, let's have another quick look on where everybody is. Excuse me. So we see Storm then with his lead, with a face full of Corvette. Face with Heidi, no less. He's the current GT leader. Leads by just under a second. Ooh, Storm lost a lot of time in that traffic. That's James lost a fair bit too, but gained half a second as a result. So that has put Black Ligier back in touch with Storm. So we will see if James is able to close that down any further. James leads third place Nick Meadow by almost 30 seconds. Less than 30 minutes to go. It's going to be difficult for Nick Meadow to close that gap down without some kind of mistake happening or some misfortune happening to those ahead of him. There is Nick Meadow. He's been in consistent third all race long. As we mentioned, has had fifth twice so far in the season, so he'd be quite happy to improve on that. Murphy, wow, he said 22.6, so he was a full second quicker than second place James. Of course, it is quite a long way down. He is 34 seconds behind the leaders at this stage. It was a problem earlier on in the race, and on the first attempt of running this race, before we had the mass disconnect, he actually disconnected, his game crashed, so he was quite happy when the server was restarted. So that is Villalobos, I believe, they're with. Yes, it is. And that LMP just ahead of Murphy is not Nick Meadow. Ooh, as Murphy got a little bit screwed. That is Cornwald. So he should be getting out of Murphy's way pretty soon. Yep, flash of the lights from Murphy, as he is entitled to do. It's all about when to move aside for the person you need to let through in a way that doesn't cost you too much time, but also doesn't cost time to the person you're chasing. There is Nick Meadow, who's just gone through the shop. Oh, hello, these two getting close again. James and Storm, both of them 23.0 last time around, so whilst they have been in a league of their own, as far as the race is concerned, their lap times have been very, very nip and tuck. They've been in this battle for first all race long. With the exception of the pit stops, James pitting a lap later than Storm. That's the only time they've been anything more than a few seconds apart. James does look like he's a bit closer this time. There's a decent exit from 7. Again, it looked like the tail just stepped out a little bit on that Black Ligier. They go line, let's see what they did. 22.6, 22.4. So 1.5 tenths this time for James to close that gap down. They'll continue on their merry way. Popsu, he did a 22.8, so he's on leader's pace as well. In the next green and black Ligier. In 5th position, 21 seconds behind Murphy. It's possible that Murphy may actually close Nick Meadow down, but actually saying that, Nick Meadow was half a second quicker than Murphy last lap, so we will see as the race starts to enter its closing stages. Conor McCoy, 32 seconds behind Popsu. Andres in the M6 just behind him. 6th in class, and 1.5 minutes ahead of Cornwald. Cornwald has struggled this race, unfortunately. I think it's fair to say. Cornwald, unfortunately, has yet to see the checkered flag. I think. I've said that and questioned it in exactly the same sentence. Yeah, I am right. He's failed to finish twice, unfortunately. So we'll see if Cornwald can make it to the end and get some points on the board. Leader of the GTDs is still the Heidi. He has lost time on Andrex though. He actually lost half a second last time around. That's Nick Meadow, I think. No, that's not Nick Meadow, wrong one. That is there for Colonel McCoy, and Heidi is in. I didn't think the GTEs would go to the end. So Heidi has it come in. That's going to hand the class lead over to Andrex in the M6. As he chases, I believe that's Endless. Yes, it is. So Endless has finally got through the GTE field position-wise. He finds himself nearly a minute down from Cornwall. So it's been a race that Endless will want to forget. Championship-wise, he finished 8th in Algarve and unfortunately failed to finish at Le Mans. So where does it put De Heide? Wow, that was a very short stop for De Heide. Where's Villalobos? Villalobos is over a minute down, apparently. Oh no, Villalobos is in. Sorry, the timer was slightly confused because Villalobos has actually chosen to come in. Where is Shad? There he is. Is he going to be able to overtake the Corvette? No! De Heide has managed to overcut Shad. Shad led the GTE field for a very, very long time from the off, both before and after the restart, and that's actually given De Heide not only the position over Shad, but 7 seconds to the good. Well, and a fresh set of boot. Well, no, there's no way he took tyres on. He must have just taken on fuel and legged it. Villalobos is now coming out. He's in the pits a bit longer. That's Iceberg coming past, but that's he's not on the same lap. Next one down is Calfee. There he is, just coming up to turn 8, so he should comfortably get back out ahead of him, which he does. There is Nick Meadow, just coming through the field, coming through the shot rather. I believe that was Popsu. No, that must be Endless then. It is indeed Endless picking up a bit of slipstream off the Corvette, and Andrex is in. So from the GTE lead, they inherited from De Heide. One assumes it's going to be a pretty short stop then for the M6. There is De Heide coming into turn 8. Oh, it's a longer stop than he probably would have liked. So we're going to see at the back of the shot. There is De Heide. Shad is actually not going to be too far behind, so I think Andrews is going to come out in 3rd. There is Shad. I don't think we're going to quite see the M6 on the right hand side, or are we? Oh, you can just see him coming up the hill. Will the M6 get ahead of the Ferrari? I think he's going to. And he did! Andrews did actually make it out before Shad came around the corner. Well. So Shad with as much... actually, no, Shad hasn't been through... No, Shad has been through the pits, I beg your pardon. Memory is failing me. We have less than 20 minutes remaining. And now we have some position battles on the board. Andrex having to defend like crazy from Shad, who was the pole man in the GTE field. Led for a very considerable period of time. And has yet to get back up to the front of class. And De Heide is 5 seconds, give or take, down the road from Andrex. So it's going to be all to do in the final 20 minutes of the race. James is still within a second of race leader Storm. So quite a lot of battling going on. Try that again. Quite a lot of battling going on. As Shad and Andrex head down towards turn 8. One of the green LMPs behind them. Oh, that's race leaders. That's James and Storm. On board with James, and you can see Storm getting out of the slipstream of Shad. Who's just able to return to the normal racing line before the braking zone, so he won't have really lost any time there. So James will pick up a little bit of slipstream from the Ferrari, just as much as Storm will from Andrex in the M6. Oh, is that going to... Yeah, he couldn't get back to the racing line, so that's going to cost him a little bit of time. Not too much coming through turn 2. Now James will get a bit of slipstream from Andrex as well. And there he goes. Of course, Andrex minding his own business. Andrex could bleed off the throttle a little bit, but again, he doesn't want to lose any time on the Ferrari. And James is through. Still. Oops! Ooh, that was Shad getting a little bit out of shape. They're going too deep at turn 3. He had to get out of that. And that is going to cost him. That's going to be very costly indeed. Shad's best lap, actually? Let's have a quick look. 1:28.4 from the Ferrari, which I think is the quickest in class, or certainly the quickest in class of those that remain. And it doesn't look like he's been able to get back to that kind of pace after his stop. So it's not, the second half of the race has not gone well for the GTE veteran. I'm going to say that this is Shad's first race. No, that's completely wrong. He was with us last week at Le Mans. He's actually 6th. So didn't go particularly well for him last week. A better runner up to a point this time around, but sadly was not able to maintain that lead. Oh, James! Oh no, James! I was just looking at the timings. It was actually 2/10 at the point that I clicked, but he's overcooked it at turn 2. Oh, that is very, very costly, and there's not a great deal of time left for James to chase Storm down. Oh, again, Storm was about 1.5 tenths-ish quicker than James. James has pushed it too hard, a rare mistake from the black LMP. Oh dear, oh dear. It's just the opportunity Storm wanted to try and run off into the distance. Calfee, careful. Is it Calfee or Heidi? That's Heidi, big pardon, wrong call there. Oh, Heidi was not happy about that. Again, he's not allowed to flash his lights like that. He's not putting a lap on James, but we'll see if that comes to anything. Shad is still very, very close to Hendricks. There it is, 7 tenths, give or take, between the two. Let's see what the lap times were, 29.6 and 28.9, so 7 tenths to the good of the Ferrari. Oh, very wide on the exit of turn 1. That could be a little bit costly for the Ferrari. Pressing on there. And that is going to be a very long 15 minutes for Andres if he's going to try and keep Shad behind him, which he could well do. He did hint that he was going to try and be a bit more defensive. They are streaming on down to turn 3. The brakes once again. Oh, looked like he was going deep, but that could be just a difference of line that Shad was choosing. Ah, hello. I did wonder whether this would happen. Murphy has been quicker than Nick Meadow quite consistently. Again, 6 tenths last time around. This is for the last podium position in the LMP class. We're 32 seconds down from the leaders, so they are going to be challenging for the top spot. Let's see how much time James lost. James lost nearly 3.5 seconds last time around. As a result of that half spin, Murphy is right with Nick Meadow now. There's a battle for third and a battle for second. They come through 6 and 7. Nick Meadow and Murphy. Keeping an eye on the gaps between the pair of them. Andrex gained the 10th over Shad last time. My throat's getting very dry, I do apologise for that. But we press on. Guido, 23.2. Murphy, 22.4. Shad was leading the GTEs until he pitted, and he has not been able to regain his pace since. There he is. Little Lobos is getting a whole bundle of blue flags. Who's around him? That is Cornwald. It's not Endless directly behind him, so therefore there must be Pop 2. Yes, it is. It was I think that's Iceman trying to get out of the way. Is that, I think it's to hide. No, it's not to Heidi, so therefore there must be. No, not Rigor. No, it's Villalobos. Remember who was in that second Corvette. You see that little bit of damage that the yellow Corvettes. Oh! Been carrying for a while. They jump back into this battle for Murphy and McNedo. This is for third. Murphy has been absolutely alive in these closing stages, and James has made another mistake somewhere. He's now 12 seconds down from Storm. Murphy, that's not going to help. So yeah, it's all unravelling sadly for James. He's done a sterling job keeping Storm at bay. Hendricks and De Heide have pitted, but they pitted much later. So the pit stops were considerably shorter. Goodness me, I apologise for my coughing. Unfortunately, I've run out of drink, and I do not want to look away. We've got just over 11.5 minutes remaining of this endurance event here at the Red Bull Ring. Murphy is piling all the pressure on Nick Meadow. Shad is piling the pressure on Andrex. So two great battles going on. Goodness me, I really apologise for my coughing. Actually, both battles are nearly in the same piece of track. On board with Murphy. This is the view from the inside of the Ligier. Now through turn 6. Murphy has been reading Nick Murphy, what am I saying? I've mixed up Nick Meadow and Murphy there. Invented a whole new character. Shad is actually getting blue flag by someone, so that's going to disrupt his battle with Andrex as well. You see Nick Meadow going a little bit wide. Is Murphy going to try and move up into turn 1? He's gaining, but he's not going to gain enough. He's gained half a second on Nick Meadow, so it does seem inevitable that the black Ligier is going to get past Nick Meadow. Look at turn 2. No, a little bit too far back. And the battle that's just gone through the shot is Shad and Andrex. Along with, I didn't see which one of the LMPs was with them. Oh, you saw Murphy had a look on the inside, and Murphy dived for that defensive line. But that's put Nick Murphy. I did it again, Nick Murphy. It sounds like a great. Great protagonist. Nick Murphy saves the day. Murphy trying his best to get past Nick Meadow. Nick Meadow trying his best to keep Murphy in place. You can see how much time Murphy is losing behind third place Nick Meadow. They're going to be gaining to this battle very soon as well. Shad's lost a little bit of distance on Andrex last time around. Jump on board with Murphy. There you can see all 4 of the cars that we are keeping a close eye on. Wow! James is still a 1:21.7. Oh, Nick Meadow got slightly caught out by Shad's Ferrari. Oh, Murphy's boxed in. This could get very ugly. He's now going to go to the inside. Oh, looked like there was a little bit of impact there. Murphy's going to go deep and take both him and Nick Meadow off. Didn't take either of the GTs around them with him. That was a pretty amazing feat. And actually, Murphy's jumped ahead of Nick Meadow. Nick Meadow may feel a little bit aggrieved by that. Oh, as Murphy nearly slams at the back of the M6 as Cornwald comes into the pits from 7th. Oh, goodness me. Nick Meadow, I suspect, may have a few words to say about that, but they are continuing nonetheless. But that's actually cost Shad time. Look at that. That delta tells you all you needed to know about the time he's lost. I think as a result, the LMP's kind of fighting in amongst them. We have got 8 minutes remaining. James has been on a charge to regain the time lost. 23.9 for Storm, 22.3 last time for James. 7 seconds still to gain for the Black LMP to challenge for the lead. He has got less than 8 minutes to do it. Is it possible? Depends if Storm, it's really heavily reliant on Storm making a mistake, or him getting caught out in amongst the GTEs, as we saw back here. And Shad rather is now 1.3 behind Andrex. So the Ferrari does have the pace over the M6 at points. It's whether he's able to pass when he gets there. Although it did look like Shad had a pretty good run through turn 2. As we're now into 3. Andretti still opting to take that early apex, whether that's a defensive line against the Ferrari or whether that's just personal choice. Only he will know. A 1:21.9 by James over Storm. 1.5 seconds he gained last time around. I don't think it's going to be quite enough. Lewis Demo 1.5 minutes per lap, so they've got probably 5 laps left, give or take. Ooh, that's going to be close. If he keeps gaining at that kind of pace, possibly. But it's a very big if. I think it's going to be close between the top 2 when James gets there, and he doesn't look like he's closing in enough to do it. Ooh, now Shad is right on Andretti's case again. He's closed that gap back down to under half a second. 29.6 for Andretti, 28.7. 9/10 difference to Shad's favour. Well. Oh my goodness me, who's that that's gotten all out of kilter? It's Popsu, I think. Nope, Popsu's the one on the right, so that must be Endless. It is indeed. It's not always easy identifying which TX3 driver it is. They all run the same livery. So Endless getting very out of shape. He's raced. He's at the back of the LMP field by another 14 seconds. His race can't get much worse. De Heidi continues to lead the GT fields 4 seconds down to this battle. Oh, Shad is getting really close to that M6. He wants that second place. I'm sure he would want the win. He had the lead for long enough. Actually, Gaetan is 11 seconds down. He was second behind Shad for a very long time in this race, and he again has not found that pace again to put him back in contention. Oh, and that's Shad getting very slippery. Here come Popsu and Endless, we just saw earlier on. Ooh, this could get a little bit ugly, and that's going to put Shad completely out of step. Oops, and that's Endless again getting very squirrely. Shad had to get out of that, I think, and again Shad may feel a little aggrieved on that one. Again, I'm keeping an eye on the pace of the front, 22.5 and 23.2 between our top 2. It does look like Storm has just backed off to just bring the car home. But we will see if he's able to maintain it. Less than 5 minutes to go for this third round of this third season of this Endurance League. We've had a lot of trouble earlier on. We were about 10 minutes into the race before we had a steam outage, so we lost all of our drivers, or lost most of them. Had to restart the race from the positions that I myself read out from the lap previous to when the disconnect started. 21.8 again from James. He is on an absolute stormer. I think he's going to be very close between the two. If Storm's got any pace left, he will no doubt deploy it to defend. But at the moment, we're keeping an eye very firmly on this Ferrari BMW battle. Hendricks proving yet again he is a fabulous defensive driver. De Heidi again proving he's a strategic genius. He's not too far ahead, but he is far enough ahead. He's technically losing time on these two, but that's probably, there he is. You can actually see the Corvette coming through, but I doubt he's struggling for pace. He's just probably not pushing too hard. And again, on board, it's weird when I go down to the trackside camera that grass appears. And Shad again reeling in that M6 when he's clunked the curb too much. He is in trouble. He hit the apex very hard, pushed too much, and that is that battle pretty much done, unless of course Andretti makes a mistake. He's going to lose the position to Gaetan. There is his teammate. Gaetan's going to come through, and Shad may not even be on the podium. Oh my goodness me, and that is how quickly he can turn around. From being in the class lead, being on class pole, and in the closing stages of the race, tiredness and fatigue, I'm sure, has actually caught up with him. James has actually lost a second last time around, so he's either got caught in traffic or made a mistake. So that gap is now 5.5 seconds. So that is pretty much going to be out of his reach, unless, of course, Storm comes a cropper, just as we saw from Shad. There's Gaetan now that is going to take that third position spot at the moment. Oh, what a shame. Storm on course to take his second win in this Endurance League. Still 2 more minutes to go. Yeah, just one a little bit too wide there. You can see he's not pushing too hard. 1.5 seconds down from his best. There is James. He's also 1.5 seconds down from his best. He's probably conceded that he's going to have to just bring the car home. He's made one too many mistakes, sadly. But still, Storm is in the pits. That I did not expect. I suspect he has run out of fuel. It's the only reason you would pit on the potentially penultimate lap. That has just handed the lead over to James. Where is Murphy? 16 seconds down. That was a splash and dash. Where's Murphy? He's just coming through turn 8. That caught me totally off guard. I was not expecting a pit stop this late. Murphy is... Well, there you see, there he's the black LMP. He's going to be too far behind Storm to challenge. But that has just handed the lead over to James. James is probably screaming to himself. Well, possibly not, because this race has gone on quite late, probably. So it may not be doing that. He's internally screaming away. He does not have to push too hard. He's got 16 seconds to bring that car home. The checker flag is coming out in 35 seconds time. So he may even be tempted to kind of back off just so that he doesn't beat the flag. He may not necessarily need to. Look at that, he's already 4 seconds down. He's completely backed off. So what a shocker for Storm. He must be livid. 10 seconds, which James will know he could probably just coast, and Storm has just set the second fastest sector. Yep. James has run out of fuel. James has actually run out of fuel. Where's Storm? Too far back. He's going to roll over the line. James is your winner. That's amazing. James, with nothing left in the tank, is your winner. He's happy about that. Brilliant. What a way to end. Unfortunately, the board's now going to go utterly crazy. Oh, now that was... What a way to win. 1.5 hours. And James rolls over the line with a completely empty tank. I do believe that and that's Murphy who's come across the line in third position. He's quite happy about that. From disconnecting first time around to then starting at the back of the LMP field, having problems, and coming across the line in third. We will, of course, wait for everybody to cross the line because, as you can see, the board's gone completely mental. And Storm did not want to chance it, and now you can see why. On the final turn, James runs out of fuel, but because of Storm's splash and dash, and that was one of the Corvettes. And Andrex looks quite happy about that. I'm sure he is. Getting third in class. Deheidi yet again claiming the top spot in the GTE field. And so your final positions are as follows. James taking the win over... Oh, Murphy got second! Oh, there's a penalty on Storm. That's why Storm lost 10 seconds due to a penalty. Now, that could be contested. We will see. But as it currently stands, James 1, Murphy 2, Storm 3, Nick Meadow 4, Popsy 5, Colonel McCoy 6, Kernwald 7, and Endless in 8th. In the GT field, Deheidi yet again. That is 3 for 3 for the Corvette. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Andrex coming across the line in second. He will be very pleased with that. That's a pair of fourths and now a second for him. Gaetan third. Shad is probably going to be quite disappointed with that in fourth. Rigor 5, Villalobos 6, Calfee 7, and Iceberg rounds out the field. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us throughout the technical difficulties that we have had. It's been a pleasure to stream for you. Thank you very much to our drivers for putting on an amazing show beginning to end. And we will see you back here next time for more AOR action. Thank you very much, and good night.